Good afternoon, it's Tony again from Paranormal Investigation UK. Today's date is still the 3rd of January 2022, and we're looking at movie 316, which again is from the Chester case, when this particular footage is dated the 26th of February 2021, and the time is 19:21 PM, so it's just after 20 past 7. Well, let's just see what date that is. So 26 is a Friday night. Dates are quite important because the building is really just a 9 to 5 business establishment, really. So Friday night everyone tends to go home a little bit earlier, ready for the weekend. So I'm not sure what this is, so we'll look at this our way through. If necessary, I will go back and look at the audio separately. So let's get straight into this one. There's dust. Yeah, a little tap sound. Okay. It's not what's triggered the camera. It's the pitch is quite grainy on this one. They do have a habit, these cameras, of picking up spiders' webs and dust, because the infrared can get a little bit warm. So they do need a regular clean. Another one there. Okay, that shows you the benefit of reviewing all the footage. It's just like that. That's what's triggered the camera. Yeah, okay. So we've got two rappy sounds. I already know the frequency if they are genuine raps, which is what, literally captured 900,000 raps in the building. The room itself is relatively quite silent now. We've got used to things that make sounds, and things have been removed that do make sounds. For example, there was a wall clock that would make a noise, so that's been removed. And there's a couple of other things like the fridge. The fridge has been completely moved out the area now, because that was causing some background noise. So the room itself is quite sterile now. Okay, so there's nothing visual on there that jumps out. Now I think I've already loaded up there. Yes, I have already loaded into Mixcraft. What I'll do is, because there's nothing visual on there, I'm going to unlink it and simply just delete the video track out of it. And looking through the audio stream, there's that one there that's obviously a little bit louder. I can't see the other one. We're interested in the frequencies. I'm going to bring out up the analyzer. And what I will do is I'll just lift the volume up a little bit. It's around about 20 seconds that it happens, the first sound. If it's 800 to 1000, around that area there, it's yet another rap. There. It's indicating a signal. I'll just put it back to normal. It's picking up the sound there, but it's insufficient at the moment to give me a frequency. It's such low volume, so we're going to increase. Something I don't like doing is amplifying audio. There you go. 800 to 1000. Right, okay, we'll just turn that back down. If you use any type of spectrum analyzer, it's set for real time, it defaults to that. That is just a simple indication straight away what the frequency is. It's sometimes insufficient for it to grab the frequency, so always go to average. The reason why I've looped it, it'll take an average frequency over that period, and that's when you begin then to get, stand a better chance of getting a frequency at much lower volumes. Just put an appearance in now. And there's absolutely no by frequency. It's a very tight 800 to 1000 hertz, always around that number. Literally hundreds from this building. So what I'm going to do with that is use the sniping tool and take a screenshot of that frequency. Once you use the sniping tool, it freezes it. So I'm going to save that as, I'm actually going to call that a rat 1, because it is. I've dealt with simply 1000 plus in this building. Stop that for a second, take that back down, take the loop off, clear the analyzer and run it again. It's quite late on into it. It's about it's there, it's just coming up to there. It's a little bit louder as well because we can actually see it there. Did sound a little bit different. And it's the same again, body on average, so the question is just turn it up and see if it's the same frequency. It's a little bit more solid, but there it is. A little bit of bass frequency there. Let's turn that down a little bit. Okay, and what we'll do now, as before, to take a screenshot of that. I'll call it wrap 2. What I'll try to do is to find, I'll go back, although I might repeat myself because I've mentioned this before. I'm just looking for a sound really that might just no. Yeah, it's just a question. Just trying to tap. No, that'd be better. That's not too bad. So what I'm going to do and get rid of that. Just stapler. In fact, what I can do, oops, I'm just going to get the last of the sound so it's relatively low volume. Oh, there it is. Okay. We'll loop that. We'll keep playing that back. So when you now look at this wrap, multiple sounds, reflections, sounds emits on the molecules, bounces off of the furniture, shiny objects, and it mixes all the frequencies about, and what you get is this type of effect. Multiple frequency. When it is, these wraps are very unique. It's much tighter. There's hardly any, if any, psi frequency, which is quite unique. Now, we're in the realms of the theory with this, so my idea is that if a human makes a sound such as that, it's a stapler. The frequency is all over the place. Quite a strong frequency with different frequencies reflecting the event, which is that there. When it is that you come to the wrap, so I'm now some other form of, we'll call it, for the sake of the word, some spiritual entity makes the sounds. It's not using a physical hand or object to make the sound, it's using something else. And the only thing that it can be using it is some form of energy. So when the energy makes a strike, it's almost as if the rest of the frequency begins to get cushioned. There's nothing there. And we discovered this with a series of objects that fell onto the floor, captured on camera. When it was that we duplicated the falls, when we pushed it off, or the owner pushed it off, when he did the dozen or so samples for us, the experiment, there was side frequency. When it came, they fell by unknown reasons. The side frequencies were missing, and you're just left with this almost pyramid shape. The same applied when it hit us. It fell into like it was a leather-bound chair, which is almost like falling into a bucket. But I didn't want a bucket. I needed the ball to stop when it hit the leather. So that's the reason why we chose it. But it's almost falling into like a hole, which was covered with leather. Shiny surfaces. Push it off. There was a secondary frequency, which is the reflection. It hits the bottom of this chair. Sound reflects back off the side of the chair, comes back and gets picked up by the microphone. When the ball fell off by unknown means, the second reflection was missing, almost in a way as if the frequency itself is, or whether it causes the sound, it's almost in like a boxing glove. It's cushions this frequency from escaping, and the reason why it's so tight. Very unique, and we've not been able to duplicate it, even when we're actually doing exactly the same thing. So for example, let me I'll get rid of this now. Go back to the movie. You can see there, if the object, if it's like that stapler there, if the object's on the table and suddenly the camera triggers because it falls onto the ground, the camera picks that up. We analyse the frequency. If you push it off yourself onto the floor, we do exactly the same thing using the same camera, same microphone, same process, because we've got the footage to be able to duplicate that exactly how it should be. Excuse me, I'll get rid of this cough yet. They differ. If it comes off by unknown reasons, the side frequency is completely missing. It's almost as if it's cushioned. So if an entity pushes it off, it's almost as if the energy remains around the object, even to the point when it strikes the floor and stops. Because when we push it off, it's just spread all over the place. Because the job of pushing it off is ended once it begins to fall. So something quite unusual and strange occurs when investigators themselves come in contact with objects that move or fall, get pushed, that type of thing. Incredibly common all the way through residual haunting. Well, not so much residual hauntings, but certainly spiritual hauntings. And you've always got the elements of the poltergeist behaviour within it. So that's the reason why I wanted to spend a few more minutes to talk to you about this. These react differently, and if you go back to some of the earlier footages, because we're on movie 321 now, aren't we? I think. Yeah, 321. You should be able to find them other movies where I go into this in depth, where a sudden realisation is these are behaving differently to what it would be if it was like through a rational explanation. And the picture review I did a couple of days ago, when it slowed down, you looked at it, the picture doesn't just fall. There were 3 boom sounds. So picture moves, boom, picture moves, boom, picture moves, boom. Then the picture comes off the wall. That has to be significant, and this room just these are accidental captures, remember, because one happens at around 18 seconds, the other one's about 46 seconds. The reason why the camera CCTV alerted in the first place is because of that. That's the one, because it's always between 3 and 5 seconds. That's what's triggered the camera to alert, captures another 50-55 seconds, and then we get the other 2 wraps, one at 18 seconds and another one, it comes in at 46 seconds. Accidental captures. If we want for that movement there, which is almost certainly dust, this triggered the camera because it's seen the change in environment, that it then starts to record and we get stuff in there. So this room itself may be rapping all day long, but they're not quite loud enough to trigger the camera. I know the ones that we looked at before in the hallway area certainly were loud enough to trigger the camera. These were not. It's reacted and alerted because of this, which is pretty certain there will be dust there. That's what's triggered the camera to record. So I'll write that one up now. The next one we're going to come to, which is on the 27th, is when I go alone with the owner into the building. I think this is the one. Yeah, we're now actually in the building. So this is going to be quite an extensive one. So there may be multiple parts of this particular set. So those that are watching from distance, keeping an eye on the YouTubes, watch out for this one, because there were multiple different things that I did, such as infrasound. I set a recorder going, looking to Pacific, recorded infrasound. There's another one with the setup. This is the actual infrasound. It looks like a speaker, but that is a huge microphone, and then Pacific going in there to locate, see if I can find, should be one of these pictures somewhere. That's one of the cameras we used. Temperatures, there's a picture somewhere of it actually stationed. Yeah. And what else you got? This is the movies that were done as well on the day that we were in there. I also took an EVP recorder in, multiple sound files there to review. It's going to be quite extensive there. And again, in a series of movies. So it's this is a full-blown investigation. I was there for around about 4.5 hours, and I'm now going to be using my colleagues to look through all this. Some I think are straightforward, because some came in, that's 6 minutes, 7 o'clock at night, just before I arrived. That's 1 o'clock in the morning. I certainly would have gone by that point. And that's well over an hour. Yeah. Until 11 o'clock at night, we were still about at that point. There's the infrasound speaker that was just left recording. Microphone lead up to that computer there with the interface recording there. So it's going to be interesting to see if anything gets picked up on that infrasound stream. So I shall speak to you soon. Okay, signing out now, and thanks for all your comments. I really welcome them, and it's good to see that people are now getting involved with this one. So great, see you soon.